Welcome to Visual Hot Sauce. I'm MR.MADDCRACK, and today I bring you another episode of Becoming Chad, a challenge/tutorial series where I document my own progression in hopes to help you and myself get good at Rust. Last episode I gave you guys the Rust tutorial, a way to teach brand new players the most tried and true ways to start a wipe, and a lot of you noticed that's not how I start my wipe. That's right, I have evolved. I have ascended to the next level of starting a wipe. I'm here to teach you the fast start, crack start method, next evolution of starting a wipe. After about 3k hours of playing the more traditional way, I got bored. One night I just wanted to get on and practice some PvP, try making some plays, and I didn't have time to build a base first, I really didn't want to do any farming, and I wasn't ready for the final evolution just yet. So with all my accumulated knowledge, I created what I call the fast start, crack start. First, run to Outpost. While running, pick up as much wood, cloth, and stone as you can along the way. Once you're at Outpost, farm all the barrels and street signs that you can. Recycle everything. Right now, your goal is to acquire a hunting bow, some arrows, a sleeping bag, and some heals. For that, you're going to need 200 wood and 50 cloth for a hunting bow, 30 cloth for a sleeping bag, 25 wood and 10 stone for every 2 arrows you craft, and 4 cloth per bandage. Now, don't leave the safe zone until you're ready. So hopefully between picking up resources on your way and farming the Outpost barrels, you've gotten enough resources. But if not, farm more resources, right? No, we don't farm to start our wipes anymore. We have evolved. We buy them now. Inside Outpost, there's these nice little vending machines, and if you come to this one right here, you'll notice that you can straight up buy resources. Take the scrap you got from recycling and you can buy a full stack of 1000 wood for 20 scrap and a full stack of 1000 stone for 50 scrap. If you're really desperate, you can just buy one stack of wood for 20 scrap and then sell half the wood for 150 stone. That'll leave you enough for the bow and enough to craft 24 arrows. Now you may have noticed that you can't buy cloth. Now the way around this is to come over to this vending machine near the drone shop and buy a pair of tactical gloves, then recycle them. Recycling them will give you 10 leather and 5 sewing kits. You recycle all the sewing kits and the rope that you get from the sewing kits, you'll see that for 40 scrap, you just bought yourself 200 cloth. Hopefully you have some extra cloth from recycling earlier, so you can bring all the 200 cloth for heals. But if not, take 30 from the 200, make a sleeping bag, and keep the remaining 170 for heals. For now, only make one full stack of 3 bandages. Keeping the rest as cloth and making heals as you go allows you to save on inventory space. Now, go take that sleeping bag that you crafted and place it down right outside of Outpost, and try to place it as close to the corner of Outpost with the elevator that goes down to the train tunnels. Why? Oh, did I not tell you? We're running tunnels, baby. That's right, naked with a hunting bow. Now, don't worry, I already showed you how to take large oil with a hunting bow, and trust me, the tunnels are way easier. So why are we doing this? Like I said when I got on, I just wanted to practice some PvP and do as little farming as possible. Right now, in a short amount of time, and for as little as 60 scrap, I now have a primitive long-range weapon and a respawn point right outside the safe zone in case I die and have to start all over again. Now, I wanted to practice some PvP, but wasn't ready for real players yet, so I wanted to warm up with some AI. You might be asking, why didn't I just go on some aim train server? Well, for me, it's just not the same. For one, most aim train servers, the AI doesn't shoot back, and I want to dip shots as much as I want to practice firing them. I also sucked at running train tunnels solo at this time and needed the practice anyways. So why do I think this is a better way to start? Well, first off, this is way more fun than this. And you'll notice after you kill these guys, there's a lot of loot boxes left around. And the loot inside the boxes is pretty good if you ask me. Recycle everything and buy the resources that you need. When you're out farming nodes and trees, not only is it boring, but you got other players trying to kill you. Now, don't you have players that can kill you in the tunnels? Yes, but not only are there no animals down here that you have to worry about killing you as well, when farming nodes, I have to worry about being shot from every direction and the slight delay of having to switch weapons if PvP happens. Down in the tunnels, I really only have to worry about in front and behind me, and most likely I'll already have my weapon out. Now, running into other players down here definitely does happen.
Oh, fuck me. You shotgunning bitch! I knew you were down here!
But I find most players at the start of wipe are busy fighting and farming above ground that down here you're pretty safe and sound. Now I say that this method is a great way to start a wipe, but that wasn't my intention. I was just trying to find a fast way to get guns, so after your first run you have 2 options. You could just recycle everything you have and buy enough resources to go slap down a starter, but I prefer to go with some protection. You could check to see if any players are selling a weapon for a cheaper price, but since this is the beginning of wipe, the chances are low. Between the first barrel run and the tunnel run, you should have gotten at least 350 scrap, but if not, farm a few more barrels outside of Outpost. Go to this vending machine near the drone shop, and for 200 scrap, you can buy a revolver. Now, the smart play here is to learn it so that you can craft more when needed. We also need more than the 4 bullets that it comes with, so unload the gun, pop one of the pistol bullets into the research table that you can find over here. For 75 scrap, you can research the pistol bullet, and for another 75 scrap, you can research the Reva. To craft a revolver, you'll need 1 pipe that you can get from farming the street signs at Outpost, 25 cloth, and 125 metal frags. Next, we need to craft craft some ammo. Now, we could go farm sulfur, but remember, I don't want to do that. The trick to getting around that is similar to the cloth trick, except come over here to this vending machine right near the stage and buy smoke grenades. They cost 5 scrap a piece, and when recycled they give you 10 gunpowder and 25 metal for each grenade. The last thing you need to craft all these items is a tier 1 workbench, and luckily for you there's one right here at Outpost. Craft 1 revolver and as much pistol ammo as you can afford. Now, rinse and repeat. Take the Revo, go run tunnels one more time, recycle the rewards, and now buy resources to build your base. You'll notice I tend to build the same simple starter every time. A nice little crack shack. It's a sheet metal 2x1, nothing special. You've probably built one before. Starting with a single foundation, slap down 3 walls and a double door frame. Upgrade everything to sheet metal and place a sheet metal door with the door opening out. Place a lock. Slap down a ceiling and place down your TC. Place a lock. Take with you only what you need for the rest of the build and dump everything else in your TC. Pop out of your base and close the double doors, or else it won't let you place this foundation here. Place a square foundation, 2 walls and a single door frame. Upgrade everything to metal and place down a sheet metal door. It's recommended to place the doorway on the same side as the TC. This way, with the double doors opening out, it works as an airlock and makes it harder to shoot out the TC from outside the base. To build a crack shack, it's going to cost you a total of 1,805 wood and 2,415 frags. This includes the cost of your hammer, building plan, your core, which consists of the TC, sheet metal door, the wood for the thatched walls, foundation, ceiling, and doorway, and upgrading everything to metal, your airlock, which is a sheet metal single door, thatched walls, foundation, ceilings, and doorway, upgrading everything to metal, and your locks, which would be 225 wood for 3 key locks or 300 frags for 3 code locks. The full buy will cost you 290 scrap, but if you're running tight on resources, you can get away with a half build, which is just the 1x1 with no airlock for about 165 scrap. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the fast start crack start. In my opinion, a quick and easy way to not only get a gun and a full metal starter base, but you get some good target practice along the way too. Now, before I end this video, I do want to leave you with a few disclaimers. First, this is a nice way to get a fast start, but you'll find buying resources for an entire wipe is highly inefficient. You're going to need scrap for workbenches, horses, boats, and helis. So once you've got your starter, I do recommend farming over buying your resources for upkeep and building the upgrades for the rest of your wipe. Second, now, before I have to hear it in the comments, yes, this is shouting, I have juice this early into wipe. An all metal 2x1 that's only 2 sheet metal doors to main loot. Luckily, this early into wipe, most players won't have the boom, but if they do, and sometimes they do, this is a starter that really has nothing more than a Revo in it. You recycled everything and spent all your scrap on resources, so it really isn't much of a loss. Think of it as you're doing a service to the server. These D-bags are definitely going to be a problem, and you just helped everyone by having a waste boom this early into wipe. You are a true hero. But really though, the 2x1 is easily upgradable, so if you do decide that you want to live out of your starter, try to hide it by building it in the woods, and as fast as you can, try to honeycomb it in stone before anyone takes interest. If you think a lot of people know about you, just use this to store enough resources to go start over and slap down one of these somewhere else. And that's gonna be it. If you liked what you see and got any useful tips out of this video, feel free to hit the like button to help fight against the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment down below and I'll catch you guys next time in the 3rd installment of Becoming Chad, Starting a Wipe. Peace.